Wow. What's going on, boys? How you doing? Dhruv, Andrew, Tonka, Vinay, Armand, Ginger, what's going on? Hope you guys had a great day. I know I had a great day. Especially those Tesla calls from Friday. What's up, Share? G Money, what's going on? Absolutely, we crush the puts, the calls, everything. Up, down, whatever the market wants to do, we can crush it. The market wants to go sideways, Ricky can give us some weird unicorn spreads that'll make us money. And most of you guys been in here long enough. If you guys don't get too bullish or too bearish, there's a lot of opportunity in this market. There's a lot of volatility, a lot of quick scalps to play, a lot just up, down, whatever you want to do. It ends up pretty much going in our favor a lot of the time. So today, one thing I do want to point out, I was bullish coming into this week. You guys seen the newsletter? What's up, Andrew? What's up, Maddie? I was bullish coming into this week based on the newsletter. You guys, I'm sure most of you guys read it. If you didn't read it, it's in the pre-market prep. Make sure you read that. I don't write them just for fun, you know. I look over a lot of stuff before I write them. And basically, I came into this week pretty bullish, mostly because everyone was calling for the end of the world online. What's up, Darsh? Really wanted BAC or AMD to kill it today. Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, we got 700%-ish on Tesla, so after that, pretty much my day was done. I was going pretty small and everything after that. Didn't want to ruin my Monday. Start the week off positive, end the week off positive. That's the most important thing. Let's go over SPY here. Last Thursday, the war invasion news marked the bottom for now. We got a huge rip, basically from 410 to 429 on SPY. So a 19-point move in one day on SPY. Huge volume came in. Next day, we got continuation. Today, even though it was bullish at the end there, it was parts of the day where it was not bullish at all, which was tricky. So I will go over some of the things saying why I wasn't too bearish, but I did take some shorts. I'm not going to lie, I did take some shorts. But right now we just have basically almost an inside day. We did take out Friday's high on SPY today, but we could not hold above it. We pulled back. People took profits up there. So right now it's kind of an inside day, which is pretty bullish. I mean, we got nice volume, nice bull volume, basically the same as Friday. And we close inside Friday's candle. So let's see, tomorrow the main level we need to take out is Friday's high. Can we close above Friday's high tomorrow, which is 437.84? If SPY closes above 437.84 tomorrow, it continues the bullish momentum this time, right? So let's see what happens tomorrow. QQQ, much of the same. I mean, this is a wild day, guys. Look at this. I know this looks like a mess down here. This is the demand zone on QQQ. Opened, complete rip, came down, complete rip at the end of the day. If you look at it carefully, since this rip did not get to this rip, it's just a lower high. But on the daily time frame, again, we did recover very, very well from Thursday. As you guys see right here, QQQ going from 318 to 340 is not a small move, especially in the indexes. And the thing with QQQ is we closed above Friday's high, so that's very bullish. It's showing bullish continuation on tech. And for right now, everything looks great. We reclaimed the 8-day. The next step is to reclaim the 21-day. As you guys see on this bounce here, we reclaimed the 21-day only for one day just to gap down and go further down again. So the main key now for QQQ is to reclaim the 21-day, which is a 350.88 level. XLF was noticeably weak today. The banks, a lot of them were at low of the day while the rest of the market was running. And one thing you have to notice on XLF as well is, look, this is an inverted hammer almost. So where did it reject? This is a support all the way back from June. Yeah, June of 2021. You guys see how it provided support on the whole run up. A couple of times we peaked below there, but we kept closing above it. Thursday we gapped down below. Big bounce. And then today it looked like we rejected from it. A lot of profit taking at the top, closed near the middle of the day, whereas the other indices closed closer to the top of the day. So one thing about financials, before we even move on, I'll go into these individual names because there's a lot of them that look really, really weak. You guys seen the tech, you've seen the Tesla running almost like 70, 80 points today, seen AMD flying today, seen semis doing good today at the end of the day. Look at JPM, it closed right at the low of the day. This daily chart is so ugly. Look at the volume of selling that came into JPM. So this volume bar on the daily is very indicative, like people are selling JPM. So JPM is almost, looks like it wants to go test those Thursday's lows again. Another one that looks very weak is Goldman Sachs. I mean, that's not a strong bullish candle after 2 big days. MS is ugly. Big selling volume, as you guys see. These are not the kind of candles. So again, like I said, when you bounce, you don't want to give back 50% of that bounce, or else it's considered not healthy. So far, we already gave back all of Friday's gains, and we're like midway through Thursday's rip. So watch these three. Basically, there's some more. MS, JPM, and which other one was there? GS. These three look very, very weak to me. Keep an eye on these for possible shorts, whereas the other ones were holding up XLF. WFC did not look that bad. It's well off the bottom, closed near the high of the day. BAC, another one, well off the bottom, closed near the high of the day. So some banks are separating from other banks. Just keep an eye on BAC, WFC. Either they're going to roll over and join those other three, or the other three are going to rip up and join these two. So just watch the correlation between those. IWM looked great at the end of the day there, but if you zoom out on IWM, guys, I sent this chart in the premium chat as well. We are in a massive downtrend. I'm not saying we're out of the woods. I'm not saying we're going lower. What I am saying is we had this massive bear flag on the daily on IWM. We broke underneath it, flushed for 4 days, bounced 3 days, but it looks like we're rejecting back that back test of the bear flag. So keep an eye on IWM. If we can close above this bear flag, which would put us around 205, a close on IWM above 205 turns me bullish on small caps, but as long as we're under 205, it's very hard for me to take farther out calls on small caps. Just keep an eye on that 205 level. It's very, very key on IWM. And as I said in the newsletter, if this wants to rip, that tells us the rest of the market will rip. If IWM rejects that bear flag and comes back down, it means more weakness in the market ahead. We are by no means out of the woods yet. We have Jay Powell testimony this week. We have the Fed on March 15th, 16th. We have basically World War III beginning. Inflation running hot. So don't just go out and start buying leaps on everything just because we're down a little bit. VIX is making higher lows every day. Let's see if it can hold this little trend line here. Even if it wants to revisit this trend line, SPY will get a pop to 440. But even if it revisits and then rips higher, you're going to see another flush on the market. So don't get too bullish. But for right now, it is the trend. Pan W, I told you guys this morning, keep an eye on defense names, cybersecurity names. And if you want to short, look at banks because they look like the weakest. So Pan W closing at the high of the day. Absolute ripper off of earnings, guys. Look at this. All this cybersecurity during the war. Look at these three candles. Up 13% Thursday, up 5.5% Friday, and up 4.3% today. So one of the biggest cybersecurity companies in the world with volume is up over 20% in 3 days. Keep an eye on this one. It's blue sky breakout, meaning there's no resistance up here. The only thing that can stop it is someone heavily shorting it, or it needs a breather. So keep an eye on Pan W. Looks like the best cybersecurity company. CrowdStrike is another one. Not anywhere near blue skies, but a lot of stuff has worked out. So we had a bear flag breakdown. They tried to bring it back up, breakdown, bear flag, breakdown, and then it recovered all of it. Bullish engulfing candle, Friday consolidation, today continuation. Crowd is doing everything it needs to do right now. The next resistance is $200, guys. So over $200, CrowdStrike can run more. Tesla, we entered the 900 calls last week. Worked perfectly to perfection. I seen a lot of flow coming into this one. I seen it moving pretty well on Friday, held the 900s until today. We're selling from 2 to 15, 2 to 16, so congratulations. Other than that, we are right at the 21-day moving average, which is at 879, so we need to get over 879.55 for continuation on Tesla. If not, we can roll right back over. So keep an eye on Tesla as well. AMD was the trade of the week. I hit this one once today, very small. I didn't really like the intraday action. It was very tricky today. I didn't want to give back any of the Tesla gains, so I got out quick for some quick gains. But if you were following Tesla, AMD, these are the fib levels I have for you here. 114, 124, 132 almost. And I told you above 120, 150, we can start flying on AMD. We got above 120, 150. We got all the way to 124.60. And we closed above the level. So let's see if AMD can get back over 124.22, which would send it to the 130s, in my opinion. $8 billion share buyback is not small news. It's a very positive news. So keep an eye on AMD, not only for the stock, if you're in it, keep an eye on it for the overall market because it had very good earnings. It has share buyback, and we're still trading at the levels it was at earnings. So if AMD looks good, the rest of the market will probably follow. If AMD looks bad, the rest of the market will probably follow. Another one of those to keep an eye on today, we caught some calls based on it, is Bitcoin. So Bitcoin monster green day today, up almost 11%, almost $4,000 move today. Even while the market was dumping, Bitcoin was just bull flagging. Breakout to new highs, bull flag, breakout to new highs. So this was a major tell that the market wasn't going to completely collapse. That's why I got out of my TSM, which we'll go over later. Other than that, looks great, fantastic. The reason I started picking up a little Matic and ADA over the weekend was the weekly chart on Bitcoin. I know when everyone starts turning bearish on something, I usually go the other way. And what did we do here? Basically, if you look at a weekly, we broke down, we put in a low, but then we put in a higher low on Feb 21st. Not only did we put in a higher low, stochastics are starting to curl up. Last time stochastics were this cheap and started to curl up, we got to run all the way from 35 all the way to 69, guys. I'm not saying that happens again. I'm just saying the indicators are lined up for a bit of a bounce here. And it might take some time, but it looks like it really wants to bounce. Here's the MACD as well. Very oversold on every time frame. Stochastics, as I said. The daily MACD, I believe, was what I was watching. Yeah, it's curling to start trying to break up. If one more green day on Bitcoin, the MACD might cross on the daily, and we might go on a big run on Bitcoin. SE is one I'm definitely watching into yesterday. I did add some equity to my long-term position. My average is right around here, so I could have added at $100 when it was down there, whatever. I would rather wait. As you guys well know, I don't just randomly start trying to buy the bottom. I think this is a good level for SE in 3-4 years. I do believe it'll be much, much higher, at least a double or a triple on my equity. I'm not too worried. We have a little falling wedge. I think they crush earnings. I can be wrong. It's very risky. Obviously, every earnings is very, very risky, but we did close above the 21-day moving average here. And this falling wedge is one of my favorite patterns. Look at the volume that came in today. Tomorrow, if they beat earnings, I think it's going to rip out of this falling wedge. That's just my play on it. Let's see what happens. AXP, the one that got away. So we hit this one once already. I exited my April puts this morning because I felt like a big rip was coming. I held on to my Tesla and I got rid of my Amex puts, and that seemed like the right decision at the time. Right now, Amex just looks like chop. It does look more bullish than bearish, I'm not going to lie. But we have till April. And another thing is, if you guys think we're going to go straight up in a line into April, I'd have to argue with you on that one. Other than that, I like how these puts move. Basically, I had 170 puts for April for $3.10. This morning, on a small little gap down, they were green. So, let me show you. I had them from last week, basically. From 194, we opened today at about 190, and those puts were up nicely, so I sold them. I got back in here near the end of the day. Before this big rip, obviously, but those puts, as you guys know, we have a lot of time. Any single gap down will probably be green on them, and I'm not too worried about them. Tomorrow might be a green day, but I do expect a pullback soon. Either Wednesday or end of day tomorrow, I do expect a gap down. TSM puts, I took them today. I took the $100 for next week. Why did I take them? We have this huge base between 108 and 125 forming on TSM since March of 21, right? 2021 March, that's when this base started forming. When these kinds of bases break, either upside or downside, there's usually a lot of continuation. Obviously, TSM is an amazing company. Semiconductors are a monopoly. They're going to go up in the future. But for right now, with all the fear about China attacking Taiwan, you can see the noticeable weakness. Look at TSM's daily chart. Look at AMD's daily chart. I'm not saying one is better than the other. I'm not saying one is worse than the other. All I'm saying is you can tell the market is afraid of what China might do to Taiwan. And I played it on the break of that bottom base there. We took 100 calls for $1.40. We sold them at $1.60. Now, why did I sell them? End of day, it looked like Vanna was showing up to me, which is just people taking off their puts, and didn't really want to hold through this. And tomorrow is the first of the month, 1st of March. Usually 1st of every month is green. We have big institutions buying into stocks the 1st of the month usually. So if tomorrow TSM just goes sideways and stays under 108, I might re-enter my puts on TSM. If it rips over 108, I might even go long on this one because 108 to 125 is a pretty clear base. And if we get back above 108, I do think we go and revisit 125. There's gaps up here to make me think that. And with earnings coming up in March, I do think that we could get a run on TSM. Other than that, I mean, I already went over the banks, and I hope you guys had a great day. If you didn't read that newsletter, you should go back and read it. There's a lot of setups in there, especially some longer term equity stuff. Yeah, of course. Oh, I didn't even see your guys' stuff. So CRM, I do think they crush earnings. The chart doesn't matter right now, Vinay. Honestly, the chart doesn't matter at all. What they say on earnings tomorrow is what matters. What I will say about CRM, why do I think they're going to beat earnings? This is the day that CRM announced their earnings in August 2020. They announced they were buying Slack, which is like a Discord basically, if you guys don't know what Slack is. So this was just with their normal revenues, and we're trading at those levels right here before they bought Slack. So Slack obviously added revenues. I'm sure they're doing fine. It's a great company. The CEO, Mark Benioff, is a genius. I really like him. And they're trading below what they were with another company on board. So I do think they crush earnings. And let's see what they do tomorrow. SE, I think they crush earnings as well. T-Doc, big announcement this morning, sold off quickly. Wow. So T-Doc basically is a medical company. Everyone thought Amazon was going to compete with them. But today Amazon announced that they're going to use them for Alexa. So that's a very, very bullish thing. Let the dust settle, let it fill the gap. And I think we can sneak into some T-Doc leaps and make a lot of money. I would wait for that gap to fill today, though, first. And the worst part about T-Doc is Cathie Wood hold it. I hate any stock Cathie Wood is holding. Well, I like them, but I don't like to buy them. MSFT, so Microsoft. Pretty much the same charts right now. Armand, so any chart you look at, they're all moving together. Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google. If the indexes are strong, the stocks are strong. If the stocks are strong, the indexes are strong. They're all moving exactly together. On Microsoft right here, one thing I can say is the 200-day moving average is at 298.22. We closed above that today. If we get through today's high, 299.14 tomorrow, I think Microsoft can run. If we reject today's high tomorrow, I think we can come right back down. And if you guys look at the pattern, like every time it's made a huge bounce, it just comes to a lower low. Huge bounce gets lower, lower low. Huge bounce gets lower, lower low. So what makes you think that this pattern is done with all the outside influence that's going on? It's hard to time bottoms in markets. It's hard to time tops. You just want to catch the meat of the move. So let's say you went long on Thursday. You caught a ton of this move. And now it's probably time to start being a little more cautious. Instead of stepping on the gas, especially right now after 3 green days in a row, it's tough for me to say buy farther out Microsoft calls. I'm not necessarily saying take puts, but for right now, I would be slowing down a little bit. I mean, we had a great day today, and let's see what tomorrow brings. And we have to see what Jay Powell says on the testimony later this week. Also, let's see what the war headlines are like tonight. I think stuff is getting pretty real over there. So let's see what Putin says, if he says anything. And Biden addresses U.S. tomorrow. So let's see what happens. Thank you guys for attending, and I will see you tomorrow.